It was only a matter of time before this particular situation became an issue within WWE. Now, how much of an issue is it going to end up being? Nobody knows. We are 3 weeks out for WrestleMania, and I don't really see this being much of an issue anymore because the damage, the promos, and the cheap shots have already been done. But WWE's roster right now internally is not happy with the special treatment that The Rock is getting this WrestleMania season. And they question now The Rock's special treatment after an internal PG memo was sent out to them by both Nick Khan and Triple H. We're going to get into that today right here on Off the Scripts. I want to preface what I'm going to tell you guys via this report. This is coming from SEScoops.com. So shout out to them for their exclusive here today on this story. I want to preface this by saying on Friday, I covered the SmackDown show on Friday with my post show, and I said basically word for word, like a foreshadowing. Not that I thought that the roster was upset, but from a viewer of their weekly television that has seen all of this transpire over the coming weeks, things are off. SmackDown was off. SmackDown felt like it was in and out, boom, boom, rush, rush, let's get in, let's get out. It was 1,000 miles an hour, and I didn't really feel that the company did anything as far as building to WrestleMania that had any importance coming out of the show, except for the Rock concert and what the Rock did in the open of SmackDown. Everything just felt haphazardly put together. And I don't know if that is because they are really focusing all in on Cody, Rock, Roman, and Seth, and then leaving everything else as like whatever. Or really, this is The Rock taking over all of WWE television and then not leaving anything but scraps for the rest of the roster. Here you go. Here's your WrestleMania season. Fight over it. It's not a good look. SmackDown on Friday was not a good show. It wasn't. And I got news on why it may have been a bad show as well in this recent report here. But the one thing that I went over is that things with the main storyline here, the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth, things are off. The Rock, if you want to calculate what The Rock has done in the last 3 weeks, a 21-minute promo to basically get us to where we are today, giving us a backstory, why Cody gave up his title shot, shots at Seth Rollins, why he took the seat, why he is back, why he is where he is today in conjunction with Cody and Seth and what they think, why the WWE needs him, his relationship with Netflix and Ari Emanuel, all this, 21 minutes, profanity, clips of Busted Open Radio and clips of this and clips of that. Everything was just so well done, 21 minutes. And then the prior week, we were asking, when are we going to get a explanation for everything? Rock gave it to us. So everybody here said, thank you, Rock. And it was one of the best promos, in my honest opinion, that I think he's ever done. It wasn't even on television. It was on social media. Then we go to the following week in Texas, another 11 minutes. So Rock right now is looking over 30 minutes of promo on social media where he's given the liberty to do and say whatever he wants. And then this past Friday, right before the Rock concert, it's becoming a weekly Friday tradition, The Rock cut another 9 minutes of promo. So you're nearing almost 1 hour of Rock promo via social media. And if you calculate all that The Rock has done and compare it to what Cody and Seth have done with The Rock, to The Rock, face to face with The Rock, you can't even come up with a solid 3 minutes of what Cody and Seth were able to do in relation to Rock's almost near 1 hour on social media. Has it been fair? Has it been balanced? No. No, it hasn't been. If the roster has a problem with what's going on here, it shouldn't be the fucking double standard. It should be the fact that they haven't been given any time to be in the ring with The Rock, to get any sort of verbal backlash against The Rock, to get any sort of rebuttal against The Rock. That's where the problem should be. You're upset about a double standard. But meanwhile, you've not been even given an opportunity to get words out in regards to Rock. All four of these men were in the ring at the same exact time. Cody did nothing. All he did was slap The Rock and then show up on Monday the following week and fucking cry in front of a nationwide audience. You don't think The Rock is going to go in on Cody Rhodes and call him a fucking pussy? What the fuck are we doing here? I'll get to that in a little bit. Seth Rollins, I've praised Seth Rollins' promo work, but Seth Rollins' promo work was towards Cody in the buildup to asking Cody, use him as his shield. I will be your backup. We need to take down the bloodline. He gave us reasons as to why they need to fight for the right of WWE, because after WrestleMania, if Roman walks out with the Universal Championship and the bloodline as powerful as they are now, it will be a dark day for WWE. His promos to Cody have been fantastic, minus the diarrhea Dwayne. But what has Seth Rollins said to The Rock? He started when they were all in the ring at the same time. I was looking forward to Seth Rollins getting his verbal revenge for all of the clown emojis and the cross-dressing comments that the bloodline has thrown out about Seth Rollins. Everything that Seth Rollins has said, we don't need The Rock and this and that. He was barely given 2 lines when they were all in the ring at the same time. It started off like he had that fire, that the belly of the beast was about to just unleash on The Rock, and then they cut his balls off. They didn't give him anything, and I'm left standing. I want more of that. I want more of all 4 of these guys. Maybe we get that in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania 40. I don't know. But double standard. The problem stems from the fact that Cody and Seth have not gotten any television time in regards to what they can say back to The Rock. That's the problem. If WWE allows The Rock, TK, I don't think WWE allows The Rock to do anything. I think The Rock just does everything on his own. I mean, who the fuck are you going to, what are you going to say to The Rock? Who's going to tell The Rock he can't do something, right? But WWE should absolutely allow Cody and Seth to cut the same type of promo on social media. If The Rock could do it, why can't they do it? Where's Roman in this? Roman hasn't said a fucking word in all this. If anything, Roman should be upset that the fact that he's in the biggest main event in this generation's WrestleMania, and he hasn't gotten a fucking word in against Cody Rhodes. They'll be face-to-face on Friday. But what are we doing here? It's all Rock. And then everybody left to get the scraps. The Rock is playing a great heel, no doubt about it. Hollywood Rock is back. Persona's back. The visceral attack verbally is back. The music is back. But the rules do not apply to him. They never applied to him. They will never apply to someone like Rock or Brock or Austin. Never. So I don't know why this is now a problem. It's a problem because the rest of the fucking cast here has not been given time. SE Scoops exclusively reports that a recent memo emphasized the need for talent to follow PG guidelines on TV and social media. Despite this, The Rock's use of profanity in a recent promo has raised questions amongst talent about double standards. They wonder why he's allowed to curse and while others cannot. I'm going to stop there. If someone in this storyline is going to throw a profanity around, it's absolutely going to be The Rock. If there was another guy in this storyline that was going to use some sort of light profanity, it's going to be Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes and his character, I could see people saying, well, Cody's character doesn't really use or feel the need to use profanity. He's a blue-collar babyface. He's supposed to be playing the role he's playing. He's the underdog. But let me tell you something now, after what we've gotten from The Rock's recent social media promo and then The Rock concert. The Rock is now taking it personal, and now The Rock is targeting his mother. The Rock is making guarantees, promises that Cody will not win the championship after Cody cried on Monday that he can't hand the title to Dusty, but he will hand the title to his mother, and that's all that he has left, her. Then The Rock comes out on social media and says, Mama Rhodes, the only belt that I'm going to be handing you, or the only belt that you will be handed, rather, is going to be my weight belt. And the weight belt is going to have your blood, your son's blood all over it as I rip and tear his flesh at WrestleMania. Cody comes out crying. If I see Cody come out crying on Monday, if I don't see Cody coming out angry, then we have a fucking problem. I don't know who the fuck is writing this material. I don't know who is in charge of the overall writing in this angle and this storyline going into WrestleMania, but Cody needs to be visceral. He doesn't have to throw profanity around. Profanity should only be used when it really is deep-rooted and personal. If you throw profanity around and start using profanity all the time, then it's not going to be as useful and effective as it would be. When we don't hear or see something, and then we see it after a long time, it's effective. AEW goes through this problem all the time. How many times have we seen thumbtacks and blood and weapons and hardcore matches and a Texas death match? I mean, the more we see it, the more we're just like, all right, man, I seen this 3 weeks ago. And before that, I saw it 2 weeks before that. Like, enough already. This is why WWE, when someone bleeds, oh my God, they're bleeding. Oh my God, there's thumbtack. I don't see that on WWE TV. Oh my God, The Rock dropped an F-bomb. Oh man, we don't see that. It works because they don't abuse it like AEW does. Cody doesn't need to come out there and drop F-bombs. Cody doesn't need to come out there and start dropping profanity. It's not in his character, number one. And number two, I don't really want to see him do that, but I want to see him get angry. I want to see him take shots at The Rock. There are other ways to do it without using profanity. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Cody got angry at Brock for attacking him, and we didn't get an explanation for why any of that happened over 4 months. He needs to come out and get angry. Stop crying. Nobody wants to see you cry anymore. Cry when you win the fucking title. It's out there crying, I want to give the title to my mother. All right, win the fucking thing first. Every week, this guy's fucking crying. Why is there a double standard? Well, you're acting like a fucking pussy on television. No wonder The Rock is going in on you. You're an easy target. Stop. I'm not backtracking on Cody. I've been one of the people that say Roman needs to lose the title, but I want to see Cody being treated like a fucking man instead of a fucking pussy. That's why it's all thrown out of whack. The Rock is a god. He's the final boss. Meanwhile, Cody and Seth, they aren't even fucking off level 1 yet, man. That's the problem. The fact that the profanity's being used is not the problem. They haven't gotten any rebuttal on The Rock face-to-face, one-on-one, or in this case, 2-on-1. That's the problem. It's not the cursing. SE Scoops, they were told that Nick Khan and Paul Levesque sent out a memo the other week about how talent needs to adhere to PG guidelines on TV and also on social media. The Rock, like most things in his life right now, he's getting special treatment. He is the star of the show. He right now basically took Vince McMahon's board seat on the board of TKO. Don't know what you would expect. The reason why they got the Netflix deal is because of The Rock. The reason why everything is up and up now because of The Rock. I mean, this is exactly why they brought him back to television. WWE is a publicly traded company under the TKO banner. They also need to adhere to TV guidelines on Fox and with NBC Universal. But the talent, it's getting under their skin that they're not allowed to say and do what they want, but The Rock is. SE Scoops was told that The Rock's viral promos where he keeps cursing, including opening up his social media promo this week with, "Are you fucking kidding me?" about Cody, has rubbed some people the wrong way. There seems to be a feeling that we are seeing a double standard because we're talking about Dwayne Johnson. It seems that The Rock is able to get away with dropping profanity when he wants on social media, while the rest of the roster are wearing PG handcuffs. SE Scoops was additionally told that the talent are asking why The Rock is getting a pass. SE Scoops was told that the thinking is that even if he's a big movie star, shouldn't everyone play by the same rules? So he can curse and use that to get over, but everyone else has to be handcuffed. They're not handcuffed because of the profanity. They're handcuffed as far as time constraints. It's been all Rock and everybody else. Even Roman has taken a back. Roman, the champion for 3.5 years, has looked insignificant up until next week when he and Cody meet face to face. That's the problem, not the profanity. Now, the Rock concert. I was thoroughly sports entertained. I loved it. Was it better than the other Rock concerts? I wouldn't say so, because we're living in the 2024 era where everything you say and do is dissected by people and cancel culture's out in full effect. The Rock concert, I was sports entertained. I thought they did a great job by adhering and blurring the lines as far as they could. The Rock took over SmackDown this week with a 20-plus minute Rock concert promo. That being said, the company didn't initially have that much time blocked off for him. It is now reported that The Rock's concert on March 15th of SmackDown ran long. No shit. The whole show felt off because of it. That being said, this also wasn't a huge surprise. Sean Ross Sapp noted on Fightful Select that Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo's match was actually slated to go longer, but that wasn't what happened when the show went live. Now, Angel and Humberto's match was scheduled for 2 segments. It ended up getting 11 minutes with entrances and a post-match, which set up Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio for next week's SmackDown. It was also reported that, although Rock's musical segment went long, it was honestly expected to go longer than planned. The Rock's concert was only scheduled for 1 segment, but those backstage told us at SE Scoops, of course, they knew it would go longer. Triple H was also wise to book the Rock segment as the first in a 2-hour show. This gave him a lot more room to be creative when it came to trimming the rest of the show to make room for The Rock. I'll get to that in a second. The Rock actually responded to the PG nonsense. On Instagram, The Rock had a fiery response to the notion that his language is crossing the line on WWE programming. The Rock argued that he'd rather be real than not. He added, and I quote, "I talk from the heart, shoot from the hip, and try to always have fun." The Rock signed off with his self-prescribed new moniker as the final boss. Now, the SmackDown show, it felt off. It was off. Everything felt rushed, like I've never seen before on WWE television. I understand that the roster is unhappy about the profanity being used. Again, it all comes down to time constraints. Cody and Seth are not getting the ample amount of time to tell their story in regards to The Rock. They need to meet Rock face-to-face and verbally get shots in on him as well. I don't know if that's being done by design. I don't know if it's even allowed, to be quite honest with you. I honestly feel, listen, man, call me a conspiracy theorist. The Rock's ego is bigger than the entire fucking company combined. You think The Rock wants Cody and Seth Rollins to basically get shots in on him when he had his match changed because of everything that happened here? It's almost as if The Rock is getting revenge. Oh, my plan didn't go as the way I wanted. I'm going to change your plans week over week over week. I'm not going to make it blatant, but I'm going to do what I want when I want, say what I want when I want, all throughout the road to WrestleMania. And I'm going to fuck you guys every single week, and then you're going to bitch and moan about it. But what are you going to do? It's The Rock. It might be Rock's ego taking over this entire thing. Again, it might be done by design. Cody might be in this thing as scripted to look like a bitch. Rollins as well look like a bitch in regards to The Rock. What are they actually going to get in there and say? Again, it's all been done by design. And The Rock, the bloodline, they're probably going to put over Cody in the biggest way possible. They feel, let me get all my shit in. We're going to give him the big one at WrestleMania. So it's a nice trade-off. That's exactly the way I see it. So they're having fun now at Cody and Seth Rollins' expense. I don't know what's going to happen to Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but Cody is going to win the big one. And they're going to make it an overbooked fucking movie-like production. So I guess it's an even trade-off there. But again, it all might be done by design, but The Rock's ego might not allow him to be behind that microphone and take those cheap shots from Seth and Cody. I don't know. But SmackDown and The Rock's behavior, it's affecting the rest of the show. Like, if you want The Rock to be the star of the show, then give him the amount of time that he needs. Give him, like, hey, bro, we're going to send you out there 30 minutes, and then I'll book the rest of the show according to plan. But Triple H, he fucked up. He gave The Rock 25 minutes on Friday, and then he proceeded to book 5 matches for the rest of the show. On what planet did you think that was going to work out? I mean, for Christ's sakes, Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee got 90 seconds. Was it even worth it? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Damage control's angle felt off. It felt rushed. Santos and Dragon Lee, on what planet do you think giving them 90 seconds is a good decision? Even though it's set up Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar for next week, which I'm questioning why that match is not happening at WrestleMania. The tag team matches that set up the 6-way scramble match at WrestleMania, they felt off. I mean, Pretty Deadly and Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne didn't even get a fucking ring entrance at all. We came back from commercial and the match was already in progress. I'm like, what the fuck? That's when you know a show is off. That's not on the talent. That's on Rock for being greedy, and that's on Triple H for putting too much on the show when he knows at this point he should already know that The Rock is just going to overtake everything, and The Rock is going to do what The Rock's got to do to make The Rock and what The Rock is involved in be better. You should already know this. Sounds like there's some sort of power struggle there. This man's got the guidelines for the fucking show and then goes over 10 minutes because he's The Rock. What the fuck are they going to tell him? Triple H can't do anything about it. It's more about time than it is the profanity, honestly. Cody and Seth Rollins need time face-to-face to get at least something in there with Rock. Right now, they've got zero. And I don't really understand why everybody is upset with Rock using profanity. It's 2024. What did you want? Did you want PG Rock on television? I don't really understand why anybody would be out there wanting Rock to use less profanity. In fact, I want The Rock to use more profanity because this is The Rock. What he said and did back in the day is a lot worse than what we got now. He's talking about fucking degradation of women, pie, fucking know your role, shut your mouth, shoving shit up your candy ass. I mean, the things that he said, I mean, that's nothing. The things that he said back in the day were a lot worse than what we're getting now. A couple of F-bombs, that's what you're upset about? A couple of F-bombs, bullshit, shit. Well, what has he said? He hasn't really said much of anything. That's what you're upset with. You would rather see a PG version of The Rock than The Rock we're getting now? That's the part of the thing I don't really understand. The roster doesn't really grasp what needs to be done here. It's always, my feelings. I'm hurt. I don't understand it. What isn't, I really don't understand what's so difficult to understand here. So you want to take The Rock out of the Attitude Era and you want to put that version of The Rock in a PG setting, and you want The Rock to do what exactly? Follow PG guidelines? As far as we know, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, they are PG superstars. We have been conditioned to hear and see Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes in a PG setting. We have not been conditioned to see The Rock in a PG setting. Not in 2024. You can't take someone from that era, put him in this era, and then expect him to follow and play by your rules. If The Rock did, the storyline wouldn't be as exciting and interesting as it is now. But at the same time, you need to give liberties to Seth and Cody at least a little bit. I'm not saying as much or as even as The Rock. You got to give them something. You can't give The Rock all the liberties in this PG era to be profanity-filled and fucking visceral the way he is. You got to give some of that play to both Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes as well. Because if The Rock wants to fucking amp this thing up and take it to a different level, then everybody else needs to be at least on some of that level. You can't have The Rock be up here and then Cody and Seth Rollins be down here still playing fucking PG games. You can't do that. That's why it's off. The fact that they haven't gotten anything in, and The Rock is up here saying what he wants, and Cody and Seth have said nothing at all. It's not the fact that he used a couple of F-bombs. Good. TV is better when it's done that way, as long as it's not abused. But the fact that Cody and Seth haven't gotten anything in, that's the fucking problem. Not the fact that he's being able to use profanity and whatever else he has to say. This report is fucking just mind-numbingly stupid. If there's one thing you need to complain about, it's the fact that you've gotten zero time with Dwayne in the ring. Zero. Not the fact that he's dropping a couple of F-bombs. That's the least of your concerns. Anyway, guys, that is all I got for you today. Let me know how you feel about this. Are today's wrestlers soft? Do they really complain about everything? How do you feel about Rock using profanity? How do you feel about Cody and Seth not being able to say anything, really, to Dwayne Johnson? They haven't been given anything at all in this storyline in regards to saying anything to The Rock. Let me know how you feel about this story. This one went live this weekend. It's a big talking point. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section of this video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications, and make sure you guys go check out all the rest of the content on the channel. There is plenty of it. Until tomorrow, guys, I'll be back with more news right here on Off the Script. We'll see you guys later.